A very good morning and good evening to all the participants. So coming to HANA Transports, how are we going to transport objects from one system to another system? Now this is development system, QA system, and production environment. In order to transport from development to QA, and QA to production environment, so what we need to do, the participants able to hear me? I hope all the participants able to hear me. Thank you. So what we need to do, the first thing that we need to do is create a delivery unit. In order to transport objects from D to QA and QA to production, so we need to create a delivery unit. What is a delivery unit? Delivery unit is an object that is responsible to transport packages from one system to another system. So here you have a package. Now this package we are associating to a delivery unit. We export the delivery units. We do the delivery unit export. QA is nothing but quality assurance. So once we export, then we import these delivery units to QA. So once we import the delivery unit, then automatically whatever the business scenarios we have in the package, those also get moved to the QA system. Now, delivery units are something where you can export packages from one system to another system. TC participants, let us click Start, click All Programs, click SAP HANA, click on HANA Studio. So once I go to the HANA Studio, let me show participants how we can export these delivery units from one system to another system. I'm logging into the HANA Studio. So once we log into the HANA Studio, let us click File, and let us click Import. So once we click Import, so here we can see data from local file. So here we can see the delivery unit, and here we can see the developer mode. So delivery unit, developer mode. So what is the delivery unit? Select the delivery unit mode to import objects available at the server or the client location in the form of .tgz files. So in order to import in the form of .tgz files, we need to use the delivery unit approach. So let me select the delivery unit, click Next. Select the system, click Next. So here you can see server and client. So either you can export to server or to a client location. So before that, what we need to do, please see participants. Here you see there are different delivery units. Already these delivery units are created. But where we need to create a delivery unit? So here you can see. So this is the place where I can create the delivery unit. Click on the delivery unit. select the system, click next. So once you click next, so here we can create a new delivery unit. So in order to create a new delivery unit, click on create, and here let us give the name. I'll give the name as SAP S4 HANA 006 DU, and click OK. So once I click OK, so here we can see the delivery unit. So here we can see, so we scroll to the bottom. So here you can see, this is the delivery unit that we created. So this delivery unit, I'm going to associate a package. So to associate a package, what I can do, I can click on add. So here we can assign packages. So here we have content. So what package you would like to assign? Now suppose say you don't want to assign it from here. What I can do, I'll cancel this and I'll click finish. So here our delivery unit name is SAP S4 HANA 006 DU and click finish. So once I click finish, what I can do, so participants able to hear me? Because I just got a message. Participants are having some issue on the voice. Not able to understand the screen, also moving slowly. Is everything okay, participants? Can hear you, but go slow. Okay. The participants would like me to go slow. Okay, participants. So here, until now what I've done is I created a delivery unit. Just we created one delivery unit. How to create a delivery unit? Click on delivery unit. Select the system. Click next. So once you click next, so here we can see delivery unit. So all these are different delivery units. So in order to create, just you need to click create, give the name, click OK and click finish. So once this is done, expand the system, expand the content. So I'll right click on the content, right click on the content, click new, click on the package. I'll just create a new package S4 HANA 006 and click OK. Now please see, participants, when I'm creating a package, here we can see a delivery unit. So what I can do now, I can associate the delivery unit that we created. So here is the one we created. I'll select this delivery unit. So here you find the name, description, provide the delivery unit and click OK. So once we click OK, once you click OK, so here you can see and search for S4 HANA. The system is very slow. Okay, so S4 HANA 006. Now what I would like to do is, I would like to refactor objects from one package to another package. How are we going to refactor? Now suppose say, I'll just try to take some objects from any of the package. So here we have some views here. Let me right click on this view and click data preview. So randomly I'm trying to select some views. So let us right click on the customer, click data preview. Click on raw data. Just it is showing some results over here. Click data preview. Click raw data. So what I'm going to do now, I'll just try to refactor these objects, both these objects to S4 HANA 006. Let us right click on the customer, click refactor. So what is the meaning of refactor? A refactor is nothing but to move objects from one package to another package. You want to move objects from one package to another package, we do refactor. So click on move. So once you click move, let us select S4 HANA 006. Let us go to S4 HANA 006. Select the package, click next. So here you can select CV underscore customer and click finish. I'm just trying to click finish. So once I click finish, please see participants. Now it is trying to move from this package called S4 HANA underscore Suvarna to this package. Now let me also move CV underscore material. So we cannot drag and drop here. Please see, we cannot do drag and drop. We have to refactor. So what is the difference between a refactor, copy, and right click, click paste, and click OK. And click OK. Double click on the CV underscore material, click save and activate, select the request, and click finish. Once you click finish, now what did I do here? I just copy paste it over here, which is CV material. So CV material to CV material and CV customer to CV customer. Now, so what I'm trying to do here, so once we copy and paste and refactor is nothing but cut and paste, and copy is nothing but, so just you need to copy and paste it over here. So either you can use refactor or copy or paste. Now once you right click on this package, click edit here. So once you click edit, so here we can see the delivery unit. So what I'm trying to say here is, either you can use refactor is nothing but to move from one package to another package, just like cut and paste. And the other one is copy and paste. Now, how we need to export this to server or to the client location? Step number 1 is to create a delivery unit. Step number 2 is to associate the delivery unit to the package. Step number 3, make sure that all the objects are activated. Step number 4, when you right click on the object, click where used. Make sure that if these objects are used anywhere, once you click on where used, so here it is going to show you the number of usage, where this object has been used. Now finally, click File, click Export, select Delivery Unit, click Next, select the system, click Next. So here we are seeing what it is asking, export through delivery unit. So here we need to select the delivery unit. So I'll click on the delivery unit. So once we click on the delivery unit, let me scroll to the bottom. So once we scroll, just we need to select the delivery unit. So please see participants, I think some participants asking me to show again. All that we need to do is click File, click Export. We need to, here you have something called HANA content. Expand the HANA content, select the delivery unit, click Next, select the system, click Next. So once we click Next, so here we need to select, click on the delivery unit, and here we need to select so here you can see SAP S/4HANA 006 DU. So let us select this. So once I select this, now here you can see the package. Now here you have two options. Either you would like to export to server or to a client location. So what I can do here, I can select export to client. So once I click on export to client, here participants can see the name of the file with the extension .tgz. Now click on browse, select the desktop, click OK. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to export this file to the desktop. Please see participants, the extension of the file is .tgz. So this will export directly to the server and this will export to the client. So here you have an extension .tgz. So click Next. So once we click Next, here you can see the delivery unit, the file name. So this is the name of the file .tgz, and this is the file path. And finally, click Finish. Once we click Finish, go to the desktop. Participant, this is the file that is generated by system. Now what I can do, so it exported the file onto the desktop. Now we can import the file. So how can I import the file? Click File, click Import. Select Delivery Unit. Click Next. Select the system. So I'm just trying to choose the QA system. I'm just choosing the QA system, different system. Click Next. Select Client. Click Browse. Double click on the file and click Finish. So once you click Finish, expand the system. Right click, click Refresh. Expand the content. Once you go to the content, let us go to S4 HANA. So here you can find S4 HANA 006. Expand the package, expand the views. Now here we can see, right click on the customer, click data preview, click on raw data. So here you can see, so I just try to export and then try to import. Now once you try to export and import, now I need to also discuss few more things when you try to export and import and some of the best practices. So when you're trying to export and import, please see participants. Double click on the view. Click on any of the node. Once you click on the node, here we can see the table KNA1, the schema. So this is nothing but name of the table, and this is nothing but the name of the schema called best. Now what I'm trying to show participants, it is not always SAP gives standard objects, and these standard objects need to import to SAP HANA system. So these objects that we created these objects. Now suppose say you would like to import SAP standard objects that SAP has created. How can we import those objects? So SAP given some standard objects in the form of RDS. What is RDS? Rapid Deployment Solution. Now what is my agenda? My agenda is I would like to import these standard objects to SAP HANA system. In order to import this object from SAP to SAP HANA, what we need to do? In order to import the object from SAP to SAP HANA, first we need to perform the schema mapping. It's known as schema mapping. What is schema mapping? Schema mapping is nothing but to map authoring schema to that of physical schema. You need to map your authoring schema to physical schema. So how can you map the authoring schema to physical schema? How can we map the authoring schema to the physical schema? In order to map authoring schema to physical schema, so what is the meaning of authoring schema? A non-existing schema. Physical schema means existing schema. Why we need to map? Because when SAP develop these objects, they may use a different schema called SAP. But when I am importing these objects, I am using a schema called BEST. When SAP uses SAP schema, in my system I'm using the BEST schema. Now my question to participants, can we have two different schemas and then I import the object from this schema to this schema? When I'm creating some content, I'm using SAP schema. I'm importing the standard objects to another system. When you're importing, what it is going to check? It will check whether already you have another schema called SAP. It will check for this dependency. Dependency over here is nothing but the name of the schema. So it is going to check for the dependency. But what is happening over here? You don't have this. And you are trying to import. Transport will fail. In order to avoid such a situation where the transport will fail, what we need to do? Just do schema mapping. Please see. I'll go back, click on Window, Perspective, click Reset Perspective, click Yes. Once I click Yes, see participants, here you have something called SAP HANA Modeler. Under this you can see under this you can see schema mapping. I click on schema mapping, I select the system, click next. So here this is nothing but authoring schema, and this is nothing but physical schema. So what I need to do, and here what we need to do, we need to enter SAP, and here we need to, so here you have SAP, here we need to map to the physical schema. Which schema? I'll map to the best schema. Map SAP to the best schema and click finish. And then schema mapping is done. Once the schema mapping is done, then what we need to do? Then we need to import. Then we need to import from SAP to SAP HANA system. Open your Dropbox and then go to Set to Materials, go to HANA S4 HANA project, and then go to SAP HANA Live Rapid Deployment Software. Please see participants, SAP HANA Live Software. Now here you see there is something called HCO, HPA, double click. Now here you can see there is something called .tgz. These are provided by SAP. These are standard files that are provided by SAP. Now please see participants, when you go and see the documentation, when you go and check the documentation of these files, for example, please see participants. Now let's say you're trying to see some tables like ADRC, AFPO, but this table is associated to what schema over here? What is the dependency for this table? SAP underscore ECC. But do we have this SAP underscore ECC? Let us close the content, expand the catalog, go to a schema called SAP underscore ECC. Now do you find the schema? SAP underscore ECC, so there is no schema as such. If I copy this file from the Dropbox, let me copy this file from the Dropbox. Let me try to copy this file from the Dropbox. I'll go back to the remote desktop, and then I'll copy paste the file from the standard SAP. Here I'm trying to copy the file from SAP standard into the server, remote desktop server. So once I copy this file, please see participants, once I copy this file, now I go back to HANA Studio, I click on File, click Import, select the developer, select the delivery unit mode, click Next, select the system, click Next. Now let us click on Client, click Browse. Now what is the file we just copy? Onto the desktop. Okay, so here what is the, because we need to right click on, let us open the file. Just we need to copy this file. Let us copy this, extract to the desktop, click OK. So this is the actual file. Once you double click on this, so this is the actual file, which is .tgz file. So I'll select the client, click Browse. Now where is this .tgz file? Now this is the .tgz file, HCOHBAECC. Double click on the file. Once we double click on the file, please see participants. Now it is trying to import all this different data models that are related to accounting, bill of materials, billing, and so on. All these are different business scenarios that it is trying to import to the system. Now, when it is trying to import to the system, what it is going to check? It is going to check whether the schema is already existing or not. But do you have that schema? We don't have that schema. Now, if you don't have that schema and if you import, what is going to happen? Obviously, please see. Now, I'll just finish. I'll click finish, but please see here. When I go to the quick view, and when you click on schema mapping, select the system, click next. Please see participants, already it is mapped over here. SAP_ECC, which is mapped to the best schema. Now what I would like to show you, now this is the main point I would like to show participants. The incoming data model is referring to a schema SAP_ECC. But I map the schema with a physical schema called BEST. Now, let me close the catalog, expand the content, go to the package called SAP, expand this package, expand HBA, expand ECC. The package is imported. Expand the calculation views. Once you expand the calculation views, now here these are different data models that are imported. Now, if you double click, so suppose say, let us take this one, billing document header. Let us take double click on this. Once you double click on this, please see. Now a billing document header. Now when I open this data model, you see there are dependencies for what? Billing document item, billing document query, credit memo, customer invoice, debit memo, and so on. For this, these are nothing but dependencies, which are nothing but 7 usages. Now I will close this. I will open this. Now once you open this, let me open this as well. Now here you can see there is something, click on this Click on this. Now you see there is something called VBRK_com. Let us right click on this, click open. Once you click open, now here you see VBRK. Click on VBRK. Now please see, is it pointing to SAP_ECC or is it pointing to the best schema? This is called a schema mapping. Even though SAP delivered the standard objects, when SAP created these objects were originally developed on a schema SAP_ECC. But because we are not maintaining that schema SAP_ECC, we have done schema mapping where we mapped SAP_ECC is equal to best. When we import the data model, it is going to check for SAP ECC is equal to best. Automatically this table will map to the schema. Okay, all the participants? Participants, am I fast? So let me repeat once again what is schema mapping. So just briefly, I will repeat once again. So what I have done, what have we done over here? So this is one package which SAP provided. So SAP standard, this is SAP standard package. And here we have SAP HANA system. So in SAP HANA system, we have catalog and we have content. Now, in this, which is called as delivery unit, this is nothing but delivery unit. In this delivery unit, which is associated to a package, in this package you have so many business scenarios. The business scenarios that you have in the package, which is provided by standard SAP, these business scenarios are pointing to a table that SAP originally developed. But all these tables are pointing to which schema? They're pointing to a schema called SAP_ECC. But do we have on the customer system? On the customer system, the schema is not there. Because when SAP developed these data models, they maintain their own standards. But now I'm importing to the customer landscape. It would not be a case where even the customer will maintain the same schema, because customer will have their own naming space. Because they'll have their own naming space, in here customer is maintaining a naming space called best, for example. But because you're importing these data models into the system, it is going to check for SAP ECC. But this schema is not available. What it is going to do? Because we done a schema mapping saying that SAP_ECC is equal to best. So obviously it's going to check for the best schema, and that is how you can see this table. Okay, participants? Now suppose say if I don't maintain, what is going to happen? Please see. Now suppose say in a case, for example, let us see that case also. Let us say I'll go to schema mapping. I click next. I'll go to the schema mapping. I'll click next. I'll delete this. Let me delete this, remove. Let us remove everything, click finish. Once I click finish, let me close everything. Let me close everything. Now what we'll do is billing document header. I'll scroll to the top. I'll right click on the calculation views, click refresh. Once I refresh, let me go to the same data model, billing document header. Double click on billing document header. Once we double click on billing document header, click on the project. Open this VBAK_com. Once you open, click on this. Now please see, what does it say here? Please see participants, it is showing SAP_ECC VBRK. So it is showing the original schema. But if I go back, schema mapping, click next, and then now I will map SAP_ECC is equal to best is equal to the best schema is equal to best, and click finish. Once you click finish, okay participants, now let me go back, let me close this, let me double click again the same data model, let me open this back, the same data model, let us open HBA. Once we open the HBA, click on the project, click on the projection. Once you click on the projection, so here you can see best.vbrk. Okay participants, so can we go to the next topic if all the participants are okay on the schema mapping? Okay, so the next is how we can use developer mode and support mode. When discussing about transports, you see there are three different approaches. The first approach is what was the first approach? Delivery unit approach. Second approach, developer mode. Third, support mode. What is a delivery unit? Delivery unit is an object that is responsible to move packages from one system to another system. It is called as delivery unit. What is a developer mode? Developer mode, what is the difference between delivery unit mode and developer mode? Delivery unit mode is based on packages, whereas a developer mode is based on individual objects. It's based on individual objects. Now suppose say you would like to transport a single attribute view or a single calculation view. Then we can use developer mode. Please see. I'll go back to the HANA Studio. Let me click on File, click Export, select Developer Mode, click Next, select System, click Next, expand the content, go to the package SAP. No, go to the package, what was the one? 003. expand the package, expand attribute views, select customer, click add. Once you click add, so here you find target folder, click browse. Once you click browse, click on the desktop, click OK. So here you have the target folder onto the desktop. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to do using developer mode. And click finish. Once you click finish, now here you can see, double click on EDB, double click on 003, double click on attribute view. Now please see, it is not based on package, but it is based on individual object. Now what I can do now, I can go back, I'll click on file, I'll click on import, I'll click on, let me click on developer mode, click next, select the system, click next, click browse, select EDB, click OK. So here you can see customer underscore 8 attribute view, click add and click finish. Once you click finish, same way 003. So basically it's the same attribute view, but it's got deactivated because I re-imported back. Double click and click validate and activate. Okay, participants. So what is the use of developer mode? Developer mode is based on individual objects. So let me go to the third option. What is the purpose of support mode? Click on file, click export. Here we can see SAP support mode. What is the purpose of SAP support mode? Please see, participants. Use this option to export only if SAP support requests you to export the content objects for any support purpose to the server or to the client location. Select the support mode. Now what is the difference between a delivery unit, developer mode and support mode? Please see. A delivery unit is for individual objects. Delivery unit is done based on package. A developer mode is based on individual objects. Whereas support mode, when you're working with the support mode is to export objects with content. You can export the objects with content is nothing but the support mode. In this, you're only doing individual objects. In this, we are doing at the package level. In here, not only you're transporting the object, but you're transporting with data. What is the use case for this? The use case for this is, for example, I'll give a simple use case. Suppose say here you have SAP system and here you have HANA S4 HANA. This is the production environment. Connect to the production environment. Now there is an issue on the production environment wherein only if you have the data, only then the issue arises. If the data is not there, the issue don't arise. Now suppose say I'll check in the quality system. If I check in the quality system, whatever the object that you have here, obviously I will have in the quality. But what will you not have? You may not have the same data on the quality system. In that case, what I can do, I can export the object with data by using support mode to the quality system. This is known as support mode. Okay, participants? Object with data you can transport to the QA system. Let us go back. Let us select the support mode. Click next. Select the system. Click next. Select the package that you would like to export. Please see. Select a content object to export. This operation exports its associated objects and the table definitions with data to the server location or to the client location. Please see. I'll select this option. I'll go to 003 package. Now, at any point of time, you can only select one object. If you select that object, automatically even the dependencies get exported. Please see. I'll just try to show you an example. Suppose say here I select one object and click add. Once you click add, so here we can see the location. Click on browse. Select the desktop. Click OK. Provide the file name. Let me give any file name. Jed Copa actual and click finish. Once I click finish, let us minimize. So here you can see this file, Jet Copa underscore actual. Let me double click on the file. Let us double click on this object. Now let me double click on this object. Once you double click on the object, double click on TI, double click on objects, double click on package. Now you see, participants, you can also see attribute views getting exported. But when I export this, I only export analytic view. How come all the attribute views are getting exported? Because it has dependencies. Even dependencies get exported automatically. Not only dependencies, please see. If you go to you can also see, you see this index, you see the best schema. Double click on this. So all the associated tables like KNA1, C1 IDA, MARA, MAKT, TCURT, TVKO, all the associated tables also gets exported. So what do you mean by support mode? Support mode not only exports the objects, also with including all the dependencies. If you want to see the assignment for today's session, Go to Dropbox Set to folder. Go to Set to Assignments. Open SAP HANA Admin Assignments. Here you can see a document with HANA Transports. Double click on this. So there's a detailed documentation about 129 page document is there, which will explain in detail about developer mode, support mode, delivery unit mode. Please work on the assignments. Thank you all the participants.